Banjay.
Banjay.
I'm just looking at the little levels. It goes to the red when we talk loud.
Well, we're loud people. Jared's so
I'm like-
loud. Is Kevin loud? Because straight white men, I think, are just like
No, Kevin
loud.
is so quiet.
Is Kevin from the East Coast?
No, Kevin's from Iowa.
Jared's from the East Coast. He's from Philly. That's why he's so fucking loud all the time.
Jared, doesn't strike me as loud, though.
He gets excited. He's never, yelling. He's not a yeller. But, his just volume is extreme. And, the amount of times I'll have to be like, you're screaming. You're screaming. You're screaming.
Kevin is so even-keeled that I'm like, you could afford to scream. I've been dating my boyfriend for 4 months. We did date in college for 2 months, and I thought he was
That's so cute.
I know. I thought he was just this douchey frat bro. But as I continue to get to know him and his way of dealing with conflict, my thing is I would love to beat the dead horse and then revive it and kill it again. And there's no horse to beat. And I'm like, oh.
That's Jared.
In his world, he's like, we don't really have to make anything that big of a deal. And I'm like, oh.
Jared says that to me all the time. And I'm like, no.
No, this is
everything's as big of a
earth-shattering.
deal. Life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. The deal's gonna be as big as I want it to be. Burger King, have it your way.
If I knew that the taglines for Wendy's and McDonald's, I would insert them here.
I'm loving it. Does Wendy's have a slogan? God, I miss eating Wendy's back when I had a metabolism. When I tell you it was like a light switch. On my 30th birthday,
No, I know.
someone turned off the lights and was like, okay, your body's beginning to decay. It's wait, we were having so much fun.
Dude.
But what about Taco Bell? And it said, no more.
I remember in college when I used to come home after a drunk night out and I would make the microwavable yakisoba noodles and then I would put Parmesan cheese all over the top, which I will tell you, no.
Culturally wrong.
And you would think, but ramen with cheese, let me tell you right now, it is tea. Okay. I stand 10 toes down on that. That would be my post-dinner dinner at 1 a.m. And I would wake up the next morning, no bloat.
Ready to go run a mile.
Round two tonight. Oh, okay, cool.
The idea of going out 2 nights in a row. First of all, the idea of going out one night, period. There's nothing on planet Earth. I'm talking about including a baby's smile. There's nothing better than 1 a.m. drunk Taco Bell. I could cry thinking about it, Jamie. You know, I love nostalgia. I'll go to a Disney concert. We went to see Jesse McCartney last November.
Wait, I saw him last November, I think, too.
Phenomenal. He's
phenomenal.
Still got it.
Yeah, no, he should be studied. He's full-blown fucking married with a child, and he's still belting Beautiful Soul we are back in 2007.
Also, I love that he reclaimed Bleed in Love. I love that he was look, enough time has passed. The NDA has run out. I wrote the song.
Wait.
And I'm going to sing it in my tour.
Shut the fuck up. Wait, I didn't know that.
Okay, you must have gone to the bathroom because you full-blown said it during the show.
The Leona Lewis Bleeding Love song. I was in an acting class with Leona Lewis once.
We can cut this, but was it?
No, it was Julie Areola.
I
know.
had a horrible time at that other
I've
place.
heard awful things about
I had a horrible time, dude. I was literally sitting there this is a joke, right? Is this a bit? I thought that I was being punked. It was the kind of studio where their whole thing is that before you do your scene, you pick a person in your life that the emotions of the scene, God, we're getting gross. You pick a person basically that will bring that scene's emotions out. I'm a slut for substitution. I definitely love that. It's it's a tool. It's a very useful tool. But to the extent that Jamie,
substitution works as a tool in your toolbox.
Tell me if this sounds like tool and toolbox to you, or if it sounds like the whole meal. There's maybe 8 of us in the class and the instructor, and we're sitting in a small little theater, and the person who does their scene goes behind the plank of plywood wall, and they have to do a monologue to that person before they come out on stage. So what that looks like is you're all in this quiet theater. There's a hair-thin piece of plywood wall separating you from that person. to give the illusion that you couldn't hear them, but it's clear as day. Clear as day. And they're behind this wall going, fuck you, Dad! Why didn't you love me? Why didn't you love me? You weren't there for me! Why weren't you there for me? And then they open the door and they go, hey, can I buy these stamps? It's the most psychotic shit I think I've ever seen in my life, Jamie.
My jaw is dropped.
And I remember sitting there the first day that I was
could
in
not
that class.
see you. I could not see you even. I could see you laughing at very inappropriate times. As
Jamie, I started laughing because I thought that it was a joke.
Yeah.
And everyone is sitting there like, just nodding, just like so like ready to see the performance that they bring out. I was like, we're in like a 101, a 201. It was torture, Jamie. I didn't finish the class. I was like, I can't do this.
No, there's no way. But I think I could go on a diatribe about acting classes. What is the difference in an arena like that between an acting class and like a cult? Because the way that you get someone to join a cult is kind of like weaponizing their traumas, no? So like on the first day, it's like you're kind of manipulating these kids into saying like the worst things in the world that have ever happened to them, and you then have this information to use against them for the rest of however long they're in that studio. Listen, I'm all for substitution, whatever, but like also if you're making them scream it out loud, like that's also making them tell you information that they probably wouldn't divulge about themselves under the guise of like trying to better understand a character. And that's where I think we like lose the plot a little bit. Like, I'm so sorry.
Keep preaching.
Thank you. I'm
You're
so
cooking.
sorry. I sometimes go a little bit against the whole, like, you can be passionate about something, but we've got to stop feeling like we need to kill ourselves to be good enough.
Period.
I mean, I say that, but I'm like, it's not like I'm like living by that at all.
You're like, do as I say, not as I do. No, I actually have had like such a beautiful realization lately that I'm like so excited about. I'm annoyed. It feels like it came about a decade too late, but I'm here now. I've finally learned how to like not give a fuck.
See, that's so crazy to me because I'm like, when I look at you, I've kind of do see somebody that's good at least giving the illusion of not giving a fuck.
I think that like there's, for backstory, I was like violently depressed for pretty much the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And I think that like there was a level of not give a fuck just about being on Earth in general.
That's
that
so
true. That like lent itself to a sort of easy breezy air about me. If you want to be easy breezy, just be violently depressed. You'll let a lot of shit slide.
Yeah, like maybe it's Maybelline, maybe it's depression, actually.
Which one is it? But I was just like so high strung when it came to like career stuff. It was like, oh, I want to be taken seriously. Like we talked about this a little bit last week, like about like, oh, I would never be on like a reality TV show. I want to be taken seriously. I don't want to do X, Y, or Z. Lately, I feel like I had this realization and it broke my brain. And I said this to my therapist, shout out Christine. And she was so proud of me. She was like, Brittany, you just had a breakthrough.
I love when like all therapists of the world are like, can we just pause for a second? That felt big.
She said that.
Yeah.
She literally said that. She's like, wait, this is huge. I realized no one gives a fuck about me in a different way. Like before I was like so depressed and so sad because nobody gives a fuck about me. Like I want people to give a fuck about me. And that made me sad. Now I'm like, oh, no one gives a fuck about me. I can like actually do whatever I want and like put myself out there and it doesn't matter. And it's gone from being like fear to freedom. And it has unlocked everything in my life, dude. This idea of like the career that I wanted to have by this point in my life, I was like, well, I need to move through the world as if though I have that. I need to quote unquote manifest it or whatever, which manifesting without results is just illusion. And I will stand 10 toes down on that. I feel like a level of freedom that I've never felt in my life. I'm like, oh, I can just post whatever the fuck I want on Instagram. I can post whatever the fuck I want on TikTok because no one's watching. Like, it's not a negative thing. It's literally like a lemon to lemonade. I just feel a freedom that I've never felt because I was so hard on myself. I was being my own PR team for a career that I didn't fucking have. Who fucking cares?
Who fucking cares? Here's the thing that I always say when in terms of like, will this do well or will it won't or will whatever. when something tanks, when I don't get the engagement that I think I deserve, right, on social media, I make room for both truths. Number one, do I have to grieve the fact that like I worked really hard on something and it's not getting the fucking recognition that it deserves? Sure. But the other side of that is that no one's seen it. Like when you're like, I'm like, this is so embarrassing. The views are so low. But like the beauty of it is that the views are so low. So no one has even seen that the views are so low because they would be a view.
That is how I arrived at this like realization, because the TikTok series that I did that went like a little viral of like me doing like rap songs, a little Vivi of me doing rap songs as auditions. Like it went a little bit viral, and like it was just like cooking with gas, and I kept doing it, and it was getting like hundreds of thousands of views and like 1 million views. And then it started to like slow down naturally. I was like, oh my God, people are gonna like look at my page and be like, who is this flop? No one's paying as much attention to me as I'm paying attention to me.
No one's like doing like a lifetime audit on you. Like
exactly.
No one cares because everybody is so consumed with their own lives. And I definitely have like a comparison compulsion that's just like been a huge thing for me, like ever since I was a little girl. And it, of course, like it's no surprise that I'm in the industry that I'm in. With the comparison thing, a lot of times my brain doesn't actually let me take in like the nuance to someone's career. Like if I see like somebody's video blowing up, which by the way, that's all I'm probably going to see because the other videos that aren't blowing up aren't being shown to me. No one's seen it. So I'm going to see your one fucking viral video and I'm going to be like, holy fuck, like they're doing so well right now. And so we really are, I mean, this is like a really roundabout way of saying like we are comparing to other people's highlight reels because that's what's pushed to us. That's what the algorithm like allows us to see. I mean, I had this the other day too, where I'm like, you know, some of my friends are getting brand deals and like the same brand reach out to me and they're like, oh, we don't have budget. And we're like, yeah, you do. You have it for this other, you have it for my friend who I literally create half my content with. Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. There's just like, it's so easy to get lost in the sauce of like comparison, kind of like trying to measure your career against other people's. And I could go down the rabbit hole of like why a brand would want to work with like my friend and not me. But the truth is we don't know, the same way we don't know why a casting director chooses one actor versus another. Because every so often I feel like I fall into like this hole of doom scrolling and it just derails me. And I end up having to pick up the pieces and it's like a quarterly crash out at this point.
Only quarterly? That's crazy.
Well, it's the QCC, the quarterly career crash out. Like every season, I'm like, it's time to reinvent myself. What am I doing wrong?
Wait, okay, you know what thought I had? I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. With TikTok specifically, or just with social media, like there's so much content coming out. And like even on TikTok, like somebody's best work could be buried. Like it could be buried like from months ago and there's no way to fucking find it unless they repost it. And so like our appetites for content has been like warped in that way.
I mean, I feel like I frequently sorry, my dog
is that Lulu snoring?
Do you hear her? She's in like full REM.
For the listener, we both have rescued babies from Wags and Walks in Los Angeles.
And we are both very passionate about rescue, especially little pibbles that have had a rough life.
Yeah, both of our babies have had a rough life. Anyway, back to...
Anyway.
It's just so wild the way that like our attention spans have changed. Because my attention span is just like, I can't even keep up with my own TikTok account. Like,
same.
I'm like, what do you mean I have to post again? I just posted. This did well. No. Why can't we stop for a month?
You know what's kind of sad is like, even after I post on the same day, I will feel like I'm not doing enough. Like then I go to stories and I'm like, maybe I need to post on stories. Oh, wait, I didn't post on YouTube. Oh, wait, I didn't post on TikTok. Like I could spend the day editing and posting what I need to post. And I will still feel like I'm not putting enough of myself out there if I'm not doing it every hour of every day, which is just like...
That sounds overwhelming. And like, I mean, it is overwhelming, but at the same time, it's so important to put yourself out there. And like, that is why I'm learning. And that's what I'm like finally accepting, that it's okay to put myself out there. Like, I think that I would do it a little bit. Like, I had my YouTuber era in 2014. All those videos aren't private. They will not be seen now. But yeah, I went to VidCon. Like I was like, I'm going to be a YouTuber. And I was doing like vlogs and they were so cute. Sometimes I'll like go back and watch them. I was so adorable. Just like trying, you know? Like, dude, just out here college, trying.
2012, 2013, I remember sitting down in my college dorm room, like propping up like probably an old ass video camera and sitting down to do like a makeup tutorial. And I don't think I ever posted it, but I'm like, oh, the intention, like I always wanted to do that kind of stuff.
I remember I worked at Abercrombie at the time, which is the first time I ever knew that I was hot. Like I was like, I thought I was ugly for the longest. Also, I used to think that I was ugly and I realized it's just because I was black in the suburbs. Like it's just because that's actually a phenomenon. Like all of us suburban black girls thought that we were ugly. We were just made to feel that way. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. But no, like I made a video called Abercrombie Problems and it was like all of my little annoyances of like I'll perfectly fold something and then someone will come like grab it or whatever. And I was like so nervous to post it, but I was just like, I'm just going to put myself out there. And I miss the like young whimsical feeling of I'm just going to put myself out there.
It's honestly a skill. It's not. When people say just do it and stop caring, like I used to take things at face value a lot where I'd be like, oh, some people are really like able to do that, right? Like they're able to put themselves out there and just like let it go. I just think it's a skill that you build over time. And I'm such a proponent of exposure therapy. And like, that's how you move up the ladder. That's how you build the skill. You're never going to be ready, but you do it in baby steps.
What is the like leap in the net will appear is a phrase. Where have I seen that before? It's a phrase though, like leap and the net will appear. I've been really guilty in my life of like putting myself out there and then like getting scared and pulling back, as opposed to like putting myself out there and then going full steam ahead and being like, I don't give a fuck whether this works out or not. It's been very like results based. Now my main thing is like, do I enjoy it? Like doing stuff for the love of the game was never really, with the exception of like I acted for the love of the game at first. And then as I started to like see success and I started to like understand, success is a loose term, but like as I started to like get momentum in the industry a little bit, like I feel like it just became about business of like, how do I market myself? How do I blah, 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 blah. And it just got to be like not fun anymore. And I'm just like, my eggs are dying. Like I'm too old to not be having fun at this point.
If I could really hammer in the point to my younger self, because I think I do have these like moments of being very whimsy, and it like that is also a part of my personality. For as like overthinky, high strung that I kind of like paint myself to be, I'm also very type B and can be very whimsical sometimes.
I would say mostly. I'd say you're mostly whimsical type B.
In my head, I feel like I'm just constantly on like a hamster wheel, but I wish I let myself lean into more of that whimsy, I think, and not let comparison and other people's opinions like drive every fucking decision that I made for my own life. We thought too much. Like you would do something and then you kind of recoil because you're like, no, maybe that was embarrassing and I should wait until XYZ. And I'm like, there is so much power in riding a wave and knowing it's not permanent in your life and that you can literally reinvent yourself whenever the fuck you want.
Whenever. And this is the thing that I wish that I would have known, like in my 20s, like everything always felt final. It felt like if I make this decision, I am deciding who I'm going to be for the rest of my life. If I do anything, this is going to define me for a lifetime. Literally, I have a poster on my wall. I went to see Whitney Levitt in Chicago, and this bitch came on the scene dancing over her sick baby. Like, we forgot. Okay, we forgot. Now she's like one of my favorite people. I'm so proud of her. And it's like, you can reinvent any time you want. And I remember I said this to like, I felt like such a fucking boomer, but like my really good friend, her youngest brother went away to college and to be an actor. And I was like, first of all, don't. But one of the things I was like, if there's one thing that I wish somebody would have told me when they were your age is that almost nothing for the most part that you choose to do right now has to be permanent. Every choice that you make does not have to be life defining unless it's like a DUI or some shit. Like
unless it's like murder.
Unless it's like murder.
Like don't do that because you might go to jail.
It's like really hard to murder these days.
No, it's so fucking hard to murder. First of all, I echo every single thing that you're saying. There's one question that comes to mind, which is why do we not have the same grace for ourselves right now? Like why can't we tap into our 42-year-old selves and be
See, that's
like,
what I'm trying to do now,
I
though.
know.
Like, I'm trying to get ahead of it now. This is like the decade that I'm choosing to like live my best life, and I just don't want to overthink anything.
I don't know why, but like before our brains developed, like I just was like, yeah, I know that I'm young and I know I'll get older, but like post 25, I do genuinely feel like something happened in my brain where I was like, no, like time's actually like not gonna stop. Like you are getting older. Like this is real. And every year, the finality of life becomes more real, and it becomes a grief that I have learned to make space for almost every day.
Remember when this was a comedy podcast?
Fuck. Okay, so back to
no, keep going. You're good.
I don't.
It's just like, oh my god. Can I change the subject entirely?
No, God, please.
I was watching Summer House as per usual.
Yeah,
I just finished season 6. Amanda and Kyle just got married. Rip. Wait, you're not watching it, so you don't know. Summer House is like so big, so like,
oh, you know.
So I know what happens. So I know that they don't make it. But I'm watching Summer House, and they have their wedding, and the bridesmaids are wearing what I am 95% positive I had my bridesmaids order already. And I was like, is this a bad omen? Do I change my bridesmaids' dresses? I'm pretty positive that they're the same ones from the same brand and the same color.
Stop.
I texted my friend who's one of my bridesmaids who watches the show. I was like, is this a bad omen? She was like, you might need to ask the girls to change.
Stop. I just feel like you and Jared are stronger than that.
I agree. Thank you. I needed that.
I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I think it's magical thinking. It's OCD. Keep your bridesmaids' dresses and reinvent it. Reinvent what that bridesmaid dress means.
Okay, I have my lemon of the week.
Okay, go.
My lemon story of the week is the time we went to the Outer Banks premiere.
Bring us back.
I don't remember what season it was. Was that the time with your tag sticking out?
Yeah.
You looked so cute, though.
So pretty. So pretty.
You looked so pretty, but like then we saw the pictures after, and there's like you turned, and then like the tag was like hanging out of the bottom of your dress. You got invited to the Outer Banks premiere. I was your +1.
Really?
But I'm pretty sure, yeah, I was your +1. But I was like, wait, but like, because this was like shortly after we filmed Boo Bitch, and I was like, wait, but I also was on Netflix. Why didn't I get invited? I think it was because you had hired PR. But we watch it. We're like having a great time. Michael was there, I believe, at this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like you and me and Michael hanging out. We went to the after party. And I remember like one of the cool things that happened was the guy, his name's Charles Eston, I believe. He plays Sarah Cameron's dad. And I remember I like met him and I like loved him from Nashville. Did you ever watch Nashville?
No.
I like went up to him and I was like, which I normally like would never walk up to like a celebrity because I'm like, we're gonna be peers someday, so
yeah,
I'm gonna play it cool.
You did.
But I went up and I was like, oh, like I just wanted to say like I really loved you in Nashville, and he seemed to like forget that like Nashville existed because he was like, what? He reacted as if though somebody was like, oh my gosh, I loved you in Boo Bitch. I'd be like, you saw me in Boo Bitch? What do you mean? Like, he was so shocked and he was like, oh my gosh. And he's like the sweetest man ever. And like, he like leaned up against a wall and he's like, tell me about yourself. And I was like, oh, like I was like, I'm just here. Like I was on a Netflix show. And so I guess I get to be here. And he was like, what show? And I was like, oh, we don't need to talk about it. And he's like, no, tell me what show. I was like, it's like a young adult show. And he was like, I have 2 girls. And I was like,
stop,
bitch.
Like, yeah, like leave it alone.
Take that in, Charles Eston. I don't want to talk about it. You didn't see me in it, which is why I don't want to talk about it.
Like the chances of him going home and watching it, it's like
right. But he was like, tell me what it's called. I'll watch it with my girls. I was like, you're so sweet. You won't, but
so
sure.
Sweet. Yeah.
So I remember we'd split up for a bit. And you were like hanging out with like your reps, I believe. By the time you found me again, I had slipped into a very severe, deep depression.
Oh,
because, okay, and this is the thing that you and I talk about the absolute most. No one talks about it, ever. Like this weird middle ground of like pursuing your dreams and you've like had a little bit of success, but like nobody knows who you are and that's like fine. But like just this like weird sort of like middle place that you and I have been in for a long time. Where it's like, I'm at this premiere and I know that like so many people would be like, oh my gosh, like just be happy to be there. But like, I'm going to speak my truth and be super fucking honest about how it felt and how it feels to be in those situations, because I find myself in them a lot.
As you should. And also, I will say, no one talks about it because no one knows those people yet. So we only know them because they've made it.
Say it louder, Jamie.
No, but that is the point. You're like, no one ever talks about the middle. I'm like, they do. We don't. That's the whole point of this episode is that that's not, no one's seeing it yet.
No one's seeing this like weird middle ground until the person's made it. But we're like, not us. We're going to start a podcast. I'm in this place, right? I'm at a premiere. I'm seeing actors that I admire. I'm watching like the cast like be in this corner, and they're all like best friends because they've like been shooting the show together, and this night is about them. Like, this is their night. And you like look around and it's like such an industry event. And I'm just like sitting on this couch by myself, realizing like none of this has anything to do with me. Being in this place, I always describe it as, it feels like having your face pressed up against the glass. Yeah. It's like we've been in this long fucking line to try to get into the entertainment industry for so long. We've made it like out of the line maybe, but we're still just on the outside of the building.
It's dream purgatory.
It is dream purgatory, and no one fucking talks about how much it hurts.
Like, let's say somebody replays this clip of you talking like in 10 years and you've been a series regular, whatever. Like, it will feel different because people are like, oh, well, we know the ending. Like, it led her here.
Because you know the ending, but it's like when you're in it, like we're in it, and you don't know, not only do you not know the ending, you don't even know if there's going to be an end to it. Pursuing your dreams in the entertainment industry, it's not like you're running a real marathon where if you just keep going, you're going to hit mile 26. Like, you could keep going and still never get fucking lucky. Like, there's a very real chance that we could never work again. But also, I auditioned for a feature film last week, and I crushed my audition, and I could still get a call within the next couple of days and go be in Rhode Island for 3 weeks starting like next week. So it's like you're always in this weird purgatory of like, I know that my dreams are possible, but I have no way of knowing if this is ever actually going to happen for me. And it is the most fucked up like headspace to be in. And so I remember I drove home, like we Ubered back to your place, and I drove home that night and I just blasted What Hurts the Most by Rascal Flatts on repeat. And like, you lived in Pico Robertson and I lived in Burbank, so that was like a 35-minute drive. That's a lot of What Hurts the Most.
That's a lot of crying to What Hurts the Most.
Scream weeping.
Yeah, like and here's the thing, I get why your mind went where it did, because my mind frequently does that as well with like other things too. I think just like in that stage, I felt, at least my experience of that premiere was like, I feel like we're in the room, we're around it. Maybe that means it's around the corner? Question mark.
So you had a glass half full perspective about it. My glass was bone dry.
Bone dry. I miss how delusionally like positive I felt around that time. I really do. I feel like I got so off the self-help train recently in my OCD recovery journey that I'm like, okay, maybe writing down a couple affirmations might fucking actually help, Jamie.
But it did turn into lemonade. And this is a stretch. But I think it was really funny that like that song has just become my like crash out song to the point where I went to CMA Fest. I go to CMA Fest every year, and Rascal Flatts performed on the big stage, and I like got to see it. Like, it's just so funny. Like, I was like dying laughing because I was like, oh my God, I crash out to this song quarterly. And I'm just like,
quarterly career crash out song is Rascal Flatts.
What Hurts the Most?
When I needed to cry in middle school and high school, like on my fucking iPad, like I had the 9/11 soundtrack.
What do you mean? There's a movie?
There's a movie and there's a soundtrack. So when I needed to really, like if I was
Are you talking about the movie with Robert Pattinson?
No.
Remember Me?
No. I'm talking about like the Twin Towers. Like there's a full movie And there's a soundtrack.
Who did that? Did they think we
just
forgot? That was like the whole thing. Like we didn't forget.
that, and then followed it with Schindler's List. So like something's wrong with my brain.
I mean, my favorite movie has always been Les Miserables, and my favorite book has always been Catcher in the Rye. Have I ever been fine? Like, no. Anyway, seeing Rascal Flatts at CMA Fest and laughing about how hard I cried that night was my lemonade. It's a stretch, but I'll get better at twisting it later. What's your lemon of the week?
So basically, I got the best feedback from a casting director that I will ever get. I auditioned for Sydney Sweeney's character in the first season of The White Lotus. And first of all,
Which you would have crushed.
I really, you know what? I really would have. I do think the character that I was portraying was a little bit different than hers. And I think, honestly, I think that she nailed it. She did such an incredible job. Anyway, I took that audition so seriously, you would have thought I was going into like a fucking director's session the next day. God bless my friend in class who helped me tape that, because I absolutely had some like perfectionistic OCD. So I send in this tape. I'm like so proud of it. Okay. Like, you think that you have carved out every moment in a scene. I swear to God, I did fucking cartwheels on that bitch. I had a moment happening every single time and then some. Okay. I knew when to take a breath. I knew when to take a like too much. Honestly, you know what? Actually, I fucking say
she's prepared. Okay?
I was
she's
fucking
prepared.
Prepped. I was prepped and ready, and my managers fucking loved it. It was honestly a great tape. So I send it in, and we get feedback from this casting director, who's like,
which, first of all, never happens.
Well, yeah, because like it wasn't like she was moving forward with me, but she still felt compelled to respond to my tape. It was that compelling. Okay,
that like doesn't happen. Like, if they're not moving you forward, they don't say anything.
I know, that is actually true. Anyway, so we get feedback, and this casting director sent what will 100% be the title of my future autobiography, which is Not the Girl, but She's Funny. And I said,
write it on your tombstone.
I don't need this role. You gave me everything you could have ever given and more. That is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I have never let it go. And I'll wrap it up with this, because it came back to kind of bite me in the ass recently. But my lemonade is the fact that like I'm just a slut for a dark comedy, even when I'm the butt of the joke. This actor in Chicago, right? We go on a date, okay? He's a pretty well-established actor. Like there's a difference, okay, in our IMDb profile. Let's just say his star meter a couple 100,000 above.
Couple 100,000. Yeah. Can I tell you, I went from 319 to 209. This week.
That's
so she's famous.
Unstoppable. Yeah. That's purgatory, bitch. Okay, so we go out on this date. He's got banter. Of course, he's cast to have banter. So
he came as advertised.
Right. So like the conversation is like interesting enough, and you know, we're having this like back and forth banter, whatever. And we get to this conversation, and I share this story, and of course it gets the laugh, because it always gets the laugh. So thank you. You know who you are, casting director. At the end of the date, this was the most unhinged, like potentially ghosting story I think I've ever experienced, if you remember.
No, I remember.
No, because it was just so it was so unhinged that like I genuinely found it. I was like, this is unbelievable material. I wouldn't have written this myself. So he's saying all these things. He's like, can we do this again? I would love to see you again. Maybe we do tomorrow. He's like throwing out dates. Like he's making it really clear that he wants to see me again. I think I made a joke, either being like, okay, like what if this like didn't go well? Like what would you say? And he was like, not the girl, but she's funny. And I said, I think that's the reason that I was like, I really want to see him again, because I was like, that was a brilliant callback. I was like, whoa, that was a little too quick, and I'm usually the quick witty one. Okay,
when the date has a callback,
I
would have fallen in love, unfortunately.
Okay, so but then he's like, obviously, like I want to see you tomorrow. Fast forward, he does text me the next day, and he says, hey, like what's up? What's going on? I text him back, and then he doesn't follow up for another 48 hours, and then on Sunday sends me a photo of his brunch. I'm not joking. You're not missing context. That is what happened. So whether he said it intentionally or not, I really was not the girl, but she was funny. Like, it was like this hypothetical, like, ha ha, like that's what would happen. And I'm like, no, I love that I was that girl in your story. I was not the girl, but she's funny. I think if you asked him about me, he might be like, not the girl. Definitely not the girl. Didn't even know how to tell her, honestly. Alluded to it. But one thing I can give her, a little funny. If that's how I go down.
That's all you need.
If that's how I go down, then that's how I go down.
And that's the lemonade.
And that's the lemonade. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.